Up your game and celebrate things done well with the great taste of Original 16, official beer of the Calgary Flames. All right, welcome inside our Flames post-game live, brought to you by Original 16. Brendan Parker, Cory, Sarich alongside, and a heck of a hockey game here on a Saturday night. We billed it as two of the hottest teams in the National Hockey League, and slowly but surely that game sort of built as it went through and provided some real entertaining third period. And eventually it's the Winnipeg Jets that find a way to get it done. Power plays help, for sure. What did you make it tonight, though, overall?
Well, it had a little bit of everything tonight. You had Winnipeg out shooting Calgary pretty badly in the first period. Then you had reversal of fortunes for the Calgary Flames. They come out, they gain some traction on the power play in that second period. They generate most of the shots, most of the chances throughout that second period. And then in the third, you've got a nice even matchup all the way through there, through the game. Yeah. And again, the Flames get through some penalty trouble near the end. Wasn't my favorite call on the last penalty on Nazem Kadri. He's got every right, I think, to be steamed with that one a little bit, but I'm not sure how much I'm allowed to comment on the officiating. I'll leave it at that. I would have just loved to have seen this one decided in overtime or the last few minutes of the game. It would have been a great 3-on-3 or 5-on-5 in the last few minutes. So, you know, it is what it is, but it was a hard-fought game by the Calgary Flames, and they were right there with Winnipeg the whole way through. Yeah, for sure, and they had just killed off that 5-on-3, and the building was going crazy, and then the offensive zone foul called on Nazem Kadri with the stick work. We'll talk a little bit about that throughout the show, but let's first show you how it all goes down. If you missed anything that happened in this hockey game, it was a 5-3 final in favor of the Winnipeg Jets, as we know, but 3-3 late in the third. Here's how we got there. Starting all the way back in the first period, and a heck of a first shift by the line of Backlund, Coleman, and Sarich to find the first goal of the game. Yeah, we talked about it. Exactly how you want to start this game, with some traffic. They were physical. Backlund takes a sharp angle shot and gets rewarded for it. But again, good traffic in net, and Coleman doing what he does best, just pestering around the front of that net. Seeing eye shot, maybe catches a piece of the mask. Almost looked like it went straight in. Michael Backlund scores his second of the season, 1-0 Flames. But then the Jets would go to work. And this one comes via the power play, and a bit of a fortuitous bounce on the case of Nikolai Ehlers. Yeah, Ehlers is just trying to get this across crease for a chance. Again, Rasmus Andersson maybe a little too tight to his blue paint. He's got to get out of there, maybe pick one post or the other. But again, it's just a lucky bounce, and it's all of a sudden, again, it's a high hockey game. So 1-1 at that point, now late stages of the second period. That was a quick response. Those two goals both came within the first 2 minutes of the game. This one late in the first period, and a nice finish shorthanded for the Jets. Yeah, the Winnipeg Jets took advantage of a very sour Calgary Flames power play and produced two 2-on-1s, and they didn't cash in on the first one. Dustin Wolf with a big save, but Connor makes no mistake here on a really nice feed from Lowry. Really nice finish there on the shorthanded situation, and then the second period, maybe a turn of the tide, because the two power plays that they don't score on lead to some momentum, and then eventually leads to the Rasmus Andersson goal. Yeah, we see the Rasmus Andersson sharp angle goal here. He has a little stare down with a fan after, but this all was a product of a couple of really good power plays by the Calgary Flames. Good puck movement, tons of chances, and one of the guys that had a lot of those chances was Connor Zary. He had some good looks in front. Yeah, no question. We'll talk a little bit more about Zary and the number of looks he's had all season long. Gets the assist on the first goal, and then you want to talk about a bounce. That is a tough one for Dustin Wolf, hot off the glass on the end boards. It was a really nice shot here by Samberg. He gets a ton on this one, and I thought it was going top corner. It grazes the outside of the corner of the net there. Wild bounce off of the glass, and I guess Weegar, we got to get him to work on his hand-eye a little bit there. Thought he could have maybe plucked that one out of the air. Well, and it's kind of like sitting on Wolf's back, too. Like just a really odd play. Just two lucky goals against tonight. Yep, for sure. And you heard Rasmus say it in the second intermission to me. He was, saying it was nice to get one of those bounces, and he was referring to his goal. The rest seemed to go the other way, but Nazem Kadri answered. This was a heck of a shot. Yeah, not a bad, maybe a little bit of a bounce there. Hits the Jets player in front. Oh, it's a stick. Karam's right to Kadri, and he makes no mistake. Picks the far side with a nice little own screen by the Jets defenseman there in front. And this won't do it justice because of the 5-on-3 they had just killed off. We'll show you that a little bit later, but this was the next opportunity they had with the man advantage, and they got through about 1 minute and 10 of it, and then it's goal perfetti. Yeah, it's a really nice shot here. It's decent puck movement again by the Jets. I thought that the Flames penalty killers looked pretty fresh on this. Maybe Mackenzie Weegar, because he had a little bit to do with killing off that 5-on-3 earlier. Maybe a little bit of fatigue out there, but again, a really nice shot by Perfetti.
And empty net group had been out there for a little while. Mason Appleton races down the ice and finds the empty net, and that's how we've reached our final 5-3 here tonight in favor of the Winnipeg Jets. But a heck of a third period, and you think about a couple of goals, they get one, and then obviously the Flames answer right back, and then a string where it felt like, you know, the Flames had a fourth line shift that was spent all in the offensive zone, maybe grabbing a little bit of that offensive and a little bit of the momentum, and then it was kind of stolen away with a couple of penalties there.
Yeah, and there's one penalty that will be looked at. It's Martin Pospisil's penalty. He has a bit of a slew foot out there. I'm sure that one probably irritated the coach a little bit. They just had about a 5-minute stretch. The fourth line did a great job of dominating the Jets down low. They're taking over the momentum. You're at a crucial part of the game, and then it's a neutral zone penalty where really there's nothing happening. It's not necessary. Again, then you have, Rasmus Andersson gets caught in the box. He gets tangled up with Scheifele on his way through. They kill off that 5-on-3, but again, it's just a little bit of a momentum killer, and there was a few of those tonight for the Calgary Flames.
Sure, yeah. Here's the penalty that eventually starts that kind of string of 3 straight power plays for the Winnipeg Jets. He gets called for the trip there on Ehlers, and then, you know, guys, if we could, just let's show the 5-on-3, because it kind of felt like a real turning point in this hockey game, where it could be, I should say. I mean, you think with a 5-on-3, obviously, it's going to be all offense, but the Flames do such a great job of getting through these 2 penalties. How did they do it?
Yeah, and you got to give Dustin Wolf full credits for this one. He faced 2 or 3 one-timers from Connor from his favorite spot there. He made good on all of those saves. There was some cross-crease passes. He got a little help from Kevin Ball on the one that was almost sneaking behind him. But again, he stands the test point blank in front here. And again, there was pretty good structure by the Calgary Flames throughout most of this. They did allow a few chances, but 5-on-3, you're going to give up something. And again, Dustin Wolf stood tall. A couple of really nice sticks by him this period. He broke up one early in the period. He takes that one away low with his stick as well.
Look at Weegar there. He's coming off after killing that 5-on-3. They had already gotten Pospisil out. He gets it down the ice, and he's giving the crowd one of those to fire him up, because it was loud and after they killed that portion of it off. And unfortunately, gave one up on the very next power play that the Jets got. So, all right, 5-3 the final. As we know, Winnipeg Jets end up coming up with the victory. Their 8th consecutive to start the season, only undefeated team left in the National Hockey League. Let's get some reaction following tonight's loss and go inside the room and hear from Rasmus Andersson, one of the goal scorers here tonight. He's got 4 on the year.
What did you think was ultimately the difference tonight?
PK. Onlys.
Do you feel like the refs kind of...
No, don't even. I got no comments about the refs.
But you took too many penalties either way, right?
Yeah, we did.
And the power play, I guess, didn't help.
That wasn't our best night. No. I mean, I think we're better, or I'll play them in big moments in 5-on-5, and even their first goal, it's off my skate. Their second goal, I don't even remember, but it was just 5-on-5. I thought we were the better team, honestly, and just too many penalties, and frustrated for sure.
A lot of crazy bounces tonight too, off your
Yeah.
foot, off the goalie's back, off necks.
Yeah, it was just one of those nights where the puck were bouncing left and right, and it went in our net and their net, and it was just one of those nights.
Rez, I know it's not the biggest focus for you after a loss, but what's working so well offensively for you so far?
Just trying to join the rush as much as I can, and me and Ball are out there quite a bit against the top lines, and I know they don't want to defend, and so we try to make them defend, and then just join the rush as much as possible. And when I have a shooting lane, I try to take it, and the puck has been going in to start, but it was frustrated we didn't at least get 1 point tonight. That's it.
Thanks, sir.
Yeah.
Well, there's Rasmus Andersson. You can sense a little bit of frustration, and understandably so, 'cause some weird bounces. Obviously, the penalty trouble catches up, but as he puts it, you feel like maybe you should have been in a better spot by the end of this game, just because of how they played 5-on-5, as he put it.
Yeah, and they were in a pretty good spot. Again,
Yeah.
it's another late penalty. Yeah, he's right. They did maybe spend a little too much time penalty killing tonight. And then tail of the tape is Winnipeg's got 2 power play goals and a shorthanded, so 3 special teams goals. You usually get that many in a night, you're going to win a hockey game, and that was the tail tonight. 3 even strength goals by the Calgary Flames. That's great, but again, you got to capitalize on those special teams opportunities.
Yeah, a huge difference on the special teams here tonight when you look at it in the box score. We'll go back inside the room here momentarily, but just wanted to touch on Connor Zary. You mentioned it earlier, a guy that has been all around it throughout the course of the season. I think he's up to 7 points on the year. He had the assist on the first goal, but looking skyward a couple times tonight, he's been snake bitten a little bit on some of these chances, and it's hard to believe because some of the looks have been gorgeous.
Yeah, but that's a great thing. He's a young guy. He's got lots of skill, good poise with the puck. This one, the puck doesn't cooperate for
Not
him.
at all.
It's a great pass. He's probably got his move planned, but when the puck doesn't cooperate, what do you do?
It's flipping around.
He's got a chance here to tip this. Well, that's a Coleman chance, actually, looking to tip that one in. But Zary is going to have a look right here that's almost identical. And you get there again, he's not going to miss that one again. So good that he's getting chances. He's got confidence with the puck. We saw him near the end of the third period there out high, last man on the blue line, still having poise with the puck. Get this guy his chances, and he'll start putting them
They're
in the
going to
net.
start coming, without a doubt. And he has been really good for the Calgary Flames and a nice addition to that Backlund and Coleman line. Just looking at it now, 7 points now in the year, and the first 8 games of the season for Connor Zary, another helper here tonight. Let's go back inside the room. Let's hear from the goaltender. We saw some of his work on that 5-on-3 and 5-on-4 penalty in the third penalty kill on the in the third period there. Dustin Wolf, 32 saves, I believe, here tonight.
This evening, wasn't it?
You could say that. Yeah, it was, a game of breaks, and they got one more.
Have you ever had one come off the glass and off his back before? I guess maybe you have. Haven't?
I haven't had one like that. The instant reaction is he shoots it wide. The puck's coming out on the other side, and I haven't even looked at it, but I'm not sure how it bounced off and came back. Unfortunate for sure.
Right in the middle of the numbers.
Hate to see him.
What is sort of the mindset? Like, obviously, that's one of those. You said you've never had one like that. How do you sort of immediately move past it?
I mean, it's a scenario where you can't change what happened. I mean, you look at the one in the first. They get a power play, and about 5 seconds in, they go to the goal line and just goes off Raz's skate and through my legs. And you know what? Those are unfortunate breaks and ones you can't control, but you just got to worry about the next shot.
You feel pretty good. Like that. Talk about the 5-on-3. First of all.
Yeah, I mean, critical time of the game, 3-3, and I was just trying to stop as many pucks as I can. And I know our group was, working their balls off out there, and we got a nice break off the poster at the end of it, and it felt great to get that kill, and obviously it sucked to go right back on it. About a minute later.
Okay, do you feel like the crowd was really loud during that? Do you feel like the guys fed off of just the crowd and every part of that after that long kill?
For sure, that's a momentum swinger, and if that penalty doesn't get called shortly after, I think we're in good hands with momentum. It's on our side, and it's unfortunate that they get another power play and they ended up scoring late in the game, and it's hockey for you.
Dustin, I know it's in the rearview mirror now, but for you to win 7 in a row starts going back to last season, what's that done for your kind of belief and maybe the belief you see from other guys in you?
You know what? Every time I get a chance to play, I'm trying to go out there and put my best foot forward and try to help the team win. And we've had some nice comebacks in games, and it doesn't matter how you win. It's just about if you do or not. And it just didn't go our way tonight.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Wolfie.
Yep.
Thanks, sir.
All right, there's Dustin Wolf, officially 30 saves on the night. And obviously, as he talked about, a couple of tough breaks. One goes off the skate of Rasmus Sanderson, one that he says never had before. Goes off the end boards, off his back and in.
And then maybe even a little bit of a screen on that power play goal as well.
Yeah,
So
on the Perfetti one.
he was really good tonight.
Yep, absolutely. And as you said, that 5-on-3 critical juncture of the game, and came up with some real big saves for this team. Let's go to Nazem Kadri now. We've got some stuff here coming up a little bit later as well, including the return of Sharon Govich. But let's first hear from Nazem Kadri.
How did
see I'm assuming you didn't think that was a penalty.
I mean, could you tell by my reaction? Yeah. What are you gonna do? I mean, it's a great game. We had a great game on our hands. Very unfortunate. That's what I had to come down to. You know, I feel like you got to have some feel for the game, and you know, that's certainly, especially when they're coming off a 5-on-3, to have that one called is upsetting. Yeah.
Right before that happens, you are feeling probably pretty good as a team, killing that, and then you got the momentum.
I think both teams are playing great. It was tremendous hockey out there. It was just a toe-to-toe battle, and you know, someone had a little too much decision on the game.
In a way, do you feel like the game is kind of taken from you guys? Like, is that a little bit of the sentiment right now?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think it's pretty natural to feel that way. I mean, both teams are fighting hard, you know, scraping for every inch out there, and you know, obviously to have that not go in your favor and just, you know, not let the players decide essentially is, you know, it's frustrating. Yeah, for sure.
Did you get any explanation when you were talking about
I just thought it was a penalty, and obviously I disagreed, and I just feel like it's tough timing in the game. I mean, got a great game on our hand, maybe going into overtime. I mean, you know, there were lots of penalties called in the game already, so, you know, just got to have some feel for it, that's all.
Okay, thanks, Nas.
Thanks, Alex. Appreciate it.
Cheers to another season of great times and great taste. Celebrate things done well. Original 16, official beer sponsor of the Calgary Flames. Must be legal drinking age.
All right, welcome back inside our Flames postgame live, brought to you by Original 16 as we break down this 5-3 Jets win here tonight. And I thought Nazem Kadri put it really well, and obviously asked about the specifics on the penalty that eventually leads to the Cole Perfetti winner, but handles that pretty well. But well said in terms of two teams that seem to be going toe-to-toe throughout the better part of that third period.
Yeah, and you just, again, as a fan of the game, you don't want it to be decided that way. You want to see this thing go the full way. Winnipeg just had a great opportunity. You made the calls. They've had a 5-on-3. Flames do a great job of getting through it. Could have probably let that one go and created a little more drama in the building. It would have been. I would have enjoyed it.
Sure, we all would have enjoyed that one, but unfortunately not meant to be. Want to spend some time just talking a little bit about 17. He makes his return to the lineup here tonight, obviously, after getting injured in the final preseason game with the lower body injury. Misses the first 7 games, but comes back in tonight. Goes right back onto that line that he spent most of preseason with Nazem Kadri and Andrei Kuzmenko. Probably some difficulty coming in terms of your first game and against the number 1 team in the league with a game that had some pace to it. What is that adjustment like when you miss the start of the season?
That's no small task. I mean, you've had exhibition games which are not even close to the same speed as a regular season game. So you've only got those under your belt. Now it's been, has close to right around 3 weeks, maybe a little bit more. And you're thrown in against the top team. But I thought Sharangovich looked good. He looked a little tired at times. Maybe not as much jump as you'd like to have, but he's probably got bricks for legs out there, right?
Yeah,
you get thrown into it. The one thing that people forget about getting back into the action is as soon as you add the physicality, the bumping, the grinding, you can skate yourself all you want in practice and during the summer to get yourself ready. But until you're bumping, pushing, all that extra energy and all those extra muscles that you're using, like he's probably going to need a week or 2 before he actually feels like himself. But with that said, I thought he got himself into some great shooting spots and got himself some opportunities, especially in the second period. It's just nothing got to the net. Everything was blocked. Yeah. So credit the Winnipeg Jets for, kind of making a point to get in front of his shots.
Plays almost 20 minutes, though, still tonight, and a nice step forward, and obviously good to see 17 back on that number 1 power play unit as well, something that they can build on, which was so effective near the end of last season, and we'll see if it can re-find its form as Sharangovich gets reacclimated back onto the power play. All right, let's hear from the head coach now. Here's Ryan Huska following tonight's 5-3 loss.
Coach, we sensed that Nazem Kadri didn't like the penalty call. What are your thoughts on it?
I don't know. I don't know what Naz said, or I haven't. You sensed it from Naz. I don't know what he said, but for me, I liked. I thought it was a really good game. So you would have liked to seen it kind of play its way out, but both ways was a good game.
This game lost on special teams, quite obviously.
Yeah. I mean, they scored twice. We gave one up on our power play opportunities, and we didn't get anything really done the way we would have liked to, for sure. So that's an area that has to get better for us. It's something that's important for us, of course. But like I said, there was a lot to this game that we did like.
What's missing right now on the power play from your end?
Well, tonight was the first night Sharon was back on it, so there was a little bit of disconnect. I do feel like at times there's a little bit trying to do too much on your own at times, and then I think it does have a look of almost the play has to be prettier or nicer than it needs to be. Just make a simple, quick, direct play, and I think we'll have more success.
Can you put into words, I guess, what kind of gut punch that is when you kill off the 90 seconds and right back on there? And then
and that's, I guess, what I was alluding to. It was a really good game going on. There's lots of good things going back and forth. So it is what it is. You move on and make sure we're fighting for the win for our next game.
You mentioned the positives, and it did seem like you were kind of starting to overtake the game at 5-on-5 as it progressed. Like, how do you think the group did that after a little slip?
I thought they did really well. That's what I was saying. I would have liked to seen it continue that way. Even from I didn't like Marty's penalty. I mean, that's a penalty that we cannot take. And I thought the guys did an excellent job with the kill from Dustin on out on that 5-on-3 situation. So after that, you want to feel the energy of the crowd because the building was really going, and that's, I guess, what I would have liked to seen it play it out because it was a really good game tonight.
And what does Marty have to do to avoid those neutral offensive zone penalties, because he's taken a few during this home?
Well, you have to move your feet. I mean, there are certain situations, and you got to recognize the score and time of the game. All that stuff comes into play. So a little bit of that is maturity, but it's for him, it's understanding the importance of situations and plays like that.
Are you at the point, like Dustin Wolf was saying, that 3-2 goal bounces off his back, hasn't had anything like that before. Are you at the point where you don't worry or wonder at all about how he'll react to something weird like that? Like, do you just kind of know, okay, he'll be fine?
Yeah, I mean, look at a couple goals. One went off our defenseman's skate right in front of him, and then that one off the glass, off the back, and in. And I thought after that he just got better. So, I mean, he's always been that way, and I feel both of our goaltenders have been that way. They've been resilient this year, and they've been two of our better players.
What's it mean, maybe sort of big picture, to now have Yegor back in your lineup?
Well, we get a threat again. He's going to get back to killing penalties here shortly. So he's a threat on the power play. We know that much about him because of the shot that he does have, but he brings another element of speed for our team. So he can really skate, and I think once he gets up to speed, I think you'll see him create a little bit more room for his line mates. And again, another guy that we trust in all situations too. So late in games, whatever the case may be, he's usually on the ice. Good. Thanks, guys.
All right, good stuff there from the head coach, Ryan Huska. And, that sentiment kind of rides throughout the entire locker room, coaching staff. A lot of like to have seen it finish 5-on-5, but that's not the case. And a lot to like, maybe and a lot to build on. When you come into a game, you want to be trying to be that first team to hand Winnipeg a loss. You don't get it done, but you feel like there's some things you can carry forward, something that you can sort of celebrate as you move forward.
Yeah, and you took it, 55 minutes of the way, right? There was a few ups and downs in that game. He just talked about Dustin Wolf having some ups and downs, and you learn from all that stuff. You just take those experiences, and we talked about some bad penalties. You'll learn from that experience too. I'm sure that Martin will make a different choice in that situation next time. So great things here in this game. Lots of resiliency by the Calgary Flames, and again, it was a fun hockey game to watch.
Yeah, it was fun.
Fans got to be impressed. They got to like the product that they saw out there. And just one thing of note: this is now the 6th game that the Winnipeg Jets have gone down a goal and have come back and won. They're 6-0 in that department. Obviously, they haven't lost a game this year, so that's a pretty resilient team over there as well.
Yeah, but the fact that of their 8 wins, 6 times they've given up that first goal, that's some tidy work by the Jets throughout the course of the rest of the game.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, good stuff tonight from Sarich, and look forward to being back inside the Scotiabank Saddledome coming up. But first, there's a little road trip upcoming and potentially a big game on the horizon in Utah as well. As for tonight, a heck of a hockey game between two of the top teams in the National Hockey League coming in. The Jets remain without a blemish. 5-3 the final, thanks to a power play goal late by Cole Perfetti and the empty netter as they get the job done. Next up for the Calgary Flames, it'll be on Monday night against the Vegas Golden Knights, their first trip into the desert, and then an opportunity to move on to Utah from there. Possibly celebrate number 11 as well. The Devils are the next home game Friday, November the 1st, right back here at the Scotiabank Saddledome. Thanks for watching Flames Postgame Live. It's been brought to you by Original 16. We'll see you right back here at the Dome next week.